This is a seller lead that just came in today.
Do we know what kind of listing it is?
I don't know yet. Who's sitting? I'm just gonna let him know I'm gonna be away from your call. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you.
You too. My name is Frank. I just sent my partner the login.
That's Igor?
Yeah, Igor, yes. You know?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, everybody's here. Okay, cool.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Doing good. Hold on one second.
Christian Rodriguez, by the way. I work with Mike.
So thanks for reaching out, and we would love to learn a little bit about the business and let you know if we know a little bit about us as well, and see if we can get something done.
So I'll tell you a little bit about us. We are a logistics company. We specialize in delivering for dental and optical laboratories. Basically, we pick up from laboratories and we deliver to their end clients, which are typically anything from dental offices to medical clinics to optical stores to hospitals, so on and so forth. Some residential areas for the doctor's houses, stuff like that. We have over 50 independent contractors out there every day that deliver for us. We cover all of, as well as the county up until right before, and like 85% as well.
Wow. These are ours.
So as like Igor was trying to say, that the aspect is a separate business that we partnered up with, where they do our work from our clients, right? So we have a system where we go back and forth with each other and our clients. We also have a little agreement amongst us where we don't go for each other's customers. So, but that's just an agreement that we have amongst us. But let me tell you a little more about the business itself. We have over 50, maybe 55 independent contractors. They range, it's about, I want to say, somewhere about 45, 47 drivers and walkers and guys that are on foot delivering packages. We do roughly 2,500 stops a day.
Wow.
Yeah, we do high volume. We do roughly 10,000 stops a week. Distributed amongst everybody. There are 3 partners in this company. Igor, the guy driving right there, he owns the majority. I own a quarter of it, and one more guy, which is his partner, owns another quarter of it. We've been friends, and they've been brothers, I was sorry, but we've been friends for over 20 years. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We started the business from scratch, blah, 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 and now we are 11 years in. We gross roughly between everything I want to say.
Let me give those numbers.
Yeah, so he's better with the numbers, okay?
All right, so it's one more family business. Like, you know, we consider this to be a family business because I consider Frankie part of my family all day, every day. So my wife, she does all the bookkeeping and all that stuff. So I can give you the numbers better. I would say we gross about 3.7. What's clean before partner salaries is about 960.
Before the 3 salaries.
Before our
4 salaries. It's actually 4 salaries.
It's actually 4 salaries because my wife is involved as well. So
he owns 49%. Technically, in my head, I just break it up as 4 of us to get an equal salary for our input into the company. Yeah. And then aside for the salary is the numbers he's going to break down for you.
What kind of salaries do you guys pull out?
Good ones. Good ones. About $500,000 a year between the 4 of us.
Okay.
That'd be on top of the 960.
No, that's included in the 960.
Gotcha.
That's included in the 960.
Got it.
How long you guys been in business for?
11 years.
11 years. And
again, this is started from scratch. So let me give you a little something that Frankie hasn't given you yet. So when we started in this industry, there were about 5 companies like ours in this particular industry. right? At the moment, there are two, us and one other company. Everybody else has folded because we took all their work. There's not much competition. You know what I mean? When you count in the fact that UPS and FedEx won't provide the service that we provide. Sorry, my phone is going crazy right now. They won't provide the service that we provide for anybody. We go in the middle of the night to these people's houses. We offer a night service that most of these companies won't offer.
Where's your?
Yeah, so that's like a simple breakdown. The unique thing about our business, our company in general, is you can scale it to multiple industries, right? Right now, we're pretty locked into dental, optical, but you can expand it wherever you want. Number two, we have an excess of maybe one or two people now that we use as backup that maybe the next person might not want to do, on top of being able to potentially expand into many different fields.
And you said there's about 4 essentially family member partners.
His wife,
Yeah.
his brother, and myself.
And the wife is the
Bookkeeper.
Well, she does basically bookkeeping. So we just got onto a new software platform to provide proof of delivery for our clients.
A couple of big accounts, probably a handful, maybe 4 or 5 accounts that would probably add up to about $1 million of revenue.
How many accounts, roughly, do you think you have?
I would say we have roughly about 100.
But they vary in size. Some people do 5 stops a day, some people do 400 stops a day. It depends on the volume of the account. But we treat everybody equally, right? We negotiate rates upon volume, and our people, our guys are, our clients have been with us for a long time because of the service that we provide.
That's true.
And it's better than UPS or FedEx provides because we do a back and forth thing within the same day where they're not losing a day or two and getting a better rate.
And the one thing that we can offer that UPS can't, which is huge, is that personal touch.
Yeah.
When that messenger that walks in there and they know him for the last 10 years. They know him by name. They know what he drives. They have his phone number. They call him if they need an early delivery. They may call the messenger and tip the messenger a couple of dollars to get there earlier. Like that, UPS doesn't have that.
I was going to ask, what is, outside of the wife that's doing the bookkeeping, what does each owner do?
What are our responsibilities?
What are we all doing?
Yeah, everyone's role, just because, if someone comes in, just want to understand what roles need to be replaced,
Okay, so I'll give you a breakdown. So we'll start with my brother. He's not here. You can tell he's the office manager. He runs the phones. He takes care of the office day-to-day operations. Okay, so on to Frank. His responsibilities are, he's the first man up for any route that's out. A driver calls in the morning and says, my son occurred, I can't come to work. Frankie's in the car going out to do that route. Okay? Yeah. Every route is 60 to 70 stops depending on the volume of that route and the distance that you have to drive from stop to stop. I have a stop that could be 90 stops.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. I have some routes.
This is how polls are done. Everything is about listening, asking questions. These guys are talking a lot. Some owners talk less.
Our drivers, let's say we're paying them more.
The business is probably going to be like $3 to $4 million. 2.5 to $3.5 million.
It sounds like you guys are willing to kind of help with the transition. New guy coming in. Yeah. Frank, so what do you, if you're not doing, I know you're the first man up on the route. If you're not doing that, then what do you?
So let me tell you, that doesn't happen very often because, like I said, if you average out, we got 52 weeks a year, right? We close for the major holidays. Thanksgiving is a short week. 4th of July is a short week, but we got 55 people. If you average out one person for 1 week, I'm busy 99% of the time.
Yeah, it's not like...
It doesn't happen often where I'm like free, right? Maybe I'll get out of a 12-month span, if I get 6 weeks of unbothered time, that's like a blessing. It doesn't even happen that much.
Do you need a license for this?
No. What you need is a valid driver's license. Everybody uses their own cars.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Lyft, whatever, they, same thing. They log into their apps in the morning. They see their orders for the day. They complete their orders, they log out.
You guys want to stay on? We get you a big company that wants to buy. You want to stay on a little bit?
We would be willing to help with the transition. Absolutely, we would be willing to stay on.
But you wouldn't stay. You wouldn't stay like on salary, kind of.
If they, I mean, everybody at that point will probably speak for themselves, right?
Yeah. At that point, yeah, that's a conversation that we could have privately. I might be willing to stay.
And everyone's 1099. Everyone's 1099.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Everyone's 1099 in the company. 1099 contract.
No. Everybody has their own corpse, or we have a third-party company called that offers some independent contractor benefits that these guys pay for out of their own checks.
We didn't talk about Igor's like role in the company. I'm just curious. The reason I'm asking is because, I want to understand all the moving pieces. Who needs to be replaced? Who's staying? Buyers are going to want to understand too. So.
I was waiting for you to ask, actually.
outside of knowing
my role
everything.
in the company is everything else. I take care of everything, day to day, period.
Scheduling,
drivers, who's out, who's this, who's that. Payroll, collecting money for payroll and expenses and all this stuff, and dealing with any problems on their account. I'm basically the go-to. There's quite a few moving pieces, but we got it to flow and run smoothly.
We will make the transition as easy as possible for anybody. Right.
It sounds like basically though, like you guys are all pretty active roles in the company. You're pretty active. Each
we are very active. We are very active, absolutely.
Got it. Okay.
We get it. We like this business. We definitely have buyers for it. I think next steps, if we can sign some type of NDA to make you comfortable, could you send us over a couple of years financials? And then we can give you a full evaluation on what we think we can get you.
A couple of years financials?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
So we just closed one quote from another, but we can still access the bank records.
I can get them based on our tax returns or whatever, bro, but
that's not what it's to pay.
You're not gonna see like, okay, so
just get us
Can I get Oli on the phone? You wanna call you?
You wanna get Oli on the phone?
Yeah, I'm gonna get her on the phone right now.
Get her in here.
So we're discussing, potential values or whatever. Can you send over the last couple of years of financials? I know we just closed one corp or whatever, but can we get like the statements?
Yeah.
And we gotta send over an NDA first.
And first we're gonna sign the NDA. Just I want to make sure you can access it, and then they'll send us an NDA, and then you'll send it over.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get that over. It's not a problem.
Can I?
The line is gonna hang up on you.
All right, you can get it, right?
He's gonna try to vet us.
All right, yeah, she can get it. It's fine. So yeah, you send us
So
an
listen, I
NDA.
just want to be clear. This year we're gonna see numbers that we haven't seen, and this company that we're taking over, we're taking them over as of. It should be completed May 2nd, right? Now there's drips and drabs because of the way this whole thing was structured, because of the way the company was structured. So it could be May 2nd to May 9th, where we'll completely own the company. What you're going to see is the returns for last year, right? But just for PDS.
Right, without the acquisition of the new company.
Without the acquisition of the other company.
And you'll see that we paid off that company, right? Because it'll be on the books $200,000 within the last 10 months to acquire that company. So that'll be up to date up until the last couple payments we'll do right now.
Courtesy's billing about 10 grand a week. It's not a huge thing. It's
500,000 a year.
And we're doing
About $500,000 a year.
And we're doing about 65 right now where we are.
So between both, that's 75 grand a week.
Should do about $4 million. Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. We do about $4 million a year.
Yeah.
And about $3 million of it goes to expenses in the way that we structure it.
Got it. Okay. I mean, this is attractive. This is a great threshold. There's a lot of options, but something we definitely.
So let me ask you, like, without even looking.
Quick question: what's kind of guy you guys thinking about? Potentially.
This is just something. It's like so.
I've been following, so I follow him on Instagram, right? I follow. By the way, we scale this business with absolutely zero advertising or marketing or social media or commercials or billboards or anything. We grew this strictly word of mouth across the board. I always look like I'm the techie one in the group, right? Aaliyah is also very techie, but she's got a lot going on the computers and the phone. So I'm looking constantly to bring us into social media. I'm like, what do I post? Drivers drivable packages. Like, I don't know what to post.
Listen, we can talk about that too,
and maybe that is the topic, a conversation that I have Chat GPT. Like I'm home right now. I'm in my home office, and I play on my computer, and I'm on Chat GPT. How can I
make it spicy on Instagram?
Get a Ferrari. This is what you do. Get a Ferrari. Get a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Put the package in the Lamborghini.
I gotta
go 150 miles per hour.
That's how you go
and get there in 2 minutes.
Ferrari. Maybe that should be a business.
Yeah. Come on. It's all expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do. So I follow the broker game, and I'm like, yo, E, what if we reach out and just, hypothetical,
Yeah, we were bullshitting.
Takes like.
again, we're young guys, I'm 37, Igor's 42. I was 26 when we started. This was my first business. This was my baby. And I was the initial investor in the company back when we started, right? I came in with 50 grand. And
imagine all this off the back of $50,000.
Yeah, I got the money.
This is America. This is amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
America. This is that America. It's 18-hour work shifts.
That's it, man. I know about it. Believe me, I know it too.
Sleep downstairs in the chair for fucking 5 hours.
It's respect.
You feel like going to the house to wake up your wife.
Yeah, we did. We put in 12, 14, 15 hours.
This was in the basement of my house for how many years, Frankie?
We bootstrapped this business the first 5, 6 years out of the basement of Igor's house.
This is respect. This is what we love. We love these stories.
No, I was gonna say, but it's more just exploratory, not really looking to do this in the next month or two, or just want to get a.
Opportunity presents itself.
So
we would definitely be open.
Like if the price is right, the price is right,
Well, everything's based on a multiple, so that's something.
Let me give you an example, right? So we deal with this company called, right? And we were about half the volume, and the guy came back with like $3.5, $4 million, and I was like, there's got to be a way to get more out of this. This is a growing business. Well, we were like nothing, peanuts, and all my friends were screaming, take it.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I came back to the guy and I said, no, I want 10.
It's not enough, yeah.
I told him I want 10.
4 mil is not enough, not even close, because that's what we're grossing in a year. For cleaning a mill a year, I'm not giving up for, a mill basically, because I get 26%.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I want to grow this business. I want to scale it. I want to see how far I can get it. And I told him just for ridiculous. I told him, give me 10. Because I figured, hey, if he came back with 7, I would think about it, You know what I mean? Just to throw a number out there. And he came back and he said they're not willing to give you more than 4.
I think they're
fishing. And they want to sit down at the table and talk to you. And I was like, you know what? At the moment, now, 4 is no good for me. I just want to. I'm young. I want to scale it. I want to build it. I want to see.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, so essentially just to clarify, so that you got offered 3.5, you're doing half the business, and you said no.
Yeah. And I said no. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But look at what happened because I said no. Look at where we are now. I'm at 4. We're already at $4 million a year.
So I just want to let you know. So
again,
I just want to bring something up. So I'm closing.
Yeah.
I'm closing on a trucking company next week. It cash flows $12 million, about $1 million a month. It cash flows. We have a deal. It's been a 2-year deal. It's been a nightmare. We have a deal right now at $57 million. That's about a 4.5 time multiple.
See, I was thinking 4.
So
And that's a $12 million.
$20 million for this business. business? You're all of a sudden my new best friend.
No, 4.5 million. In cash flow is 12 million. The gross is 60 million. So it's a 4.5 times the cash flow.
Yeah, and this is after we made, we had to make adjustments for the owners. There were a couple of family members in there. Had to cut. That's after making those adjustments. They were left over with the 12, and then, that's how we came up with it. So essentially, hypothetically speaking, for you guys, you guys are pretty active in the business. Everyone has a pretty active role. I understand you guys are making 960, but essentially someone's gonna have to come in and replace every one of you. So,
but not at the same salaries.
Yeah, but okay. Let's say whatever the salaries are, we make that adjustment. If we were to go, I think a company like you guys are probably around the 3 time. Would you say, Mike? Or I'm thinking 3.
I was thinking, to be honest, I was thinking 5. I've seen logistics companies some scaling in 7, 8s, and I'm buying the biz buy sell stuff like that, and I've just been searching. And again, I see some of those social media accounts. I mean, I don't know if they're full of shit or not. But
They're all full of shit. They're all full of shit.
And by the way, if it's on biz buy sell for the most part, it's usually because no one really wanted it, and they needed a
I mean, the biz buy sell. I really saw biz buy sell. Not exactly what we do. It's more like routes from FedEx or Coca-Cola, stuff like that. And it's usually for just on that one route could be 3, 4x.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think between a 3 to 4 is in that. It's going to be in that range, but we have to.
But that's for one route. We got 50. We got 50 guys on the road.
Yeah, but they're talking about, I guess, how much is actually.
We're just being real with you.
We got 50 people.
We're just being very transparent. That's how we are. And if we're gonna tell you,
that's appreciated.
Yeah, if we're gonna tell you we can get you 6, 7 times, it's just we're wasting everyone's time. 3, 4 times is a real number, and that's something if you guys are ready to think about.
So you're looking like between $3 and $4 million.
That's a real. If we say anything more, we're just gonna spin your wheels.
I mean, I appreciate. No, that's appreciated, man. Yeah. So this company that I was telling you that wanted to buy us out, they have an added interest. In other words, they're paying us to do their work. So the reason I think that they went that high is because, again, they don't have all their eggs in one basket either. So we're getting $7,000 a week in business from them. The other courier could be getting another 3 or 4, right? So they can take all of that if they buy the company and just from one pocket to the other. You understand? They don't have to pay that.
So it makes sense for them to buy it.
But they still have the payroll. And they have to run the company. It's not that easy.
But the revenue.
And now they have a conflict of interest where they gotta distribute products from the competitors.
That's probably your best.
Yes,
that's probably your best buyer. Someone like that.
Compliments what we do.
I thought that as well, which is why when we were having that conversation, I understood that they came in high. But I just wanted to see. I understood that they came in high, but I threw a number at them that I knew wasn't realistic, just to see how far we can get. You know what I'm saying? Because my opinion was, if I can get this higher in the next 2 or 3 years, right, and then present the offer again, God knows what their number will be, right?
Yeah.
But again, Frankie and I were just standing there having a conversation yesterday, and
if you can grow this business, if you guys can grow this business and bring the numbers up even more, then in the future it's going to be worth more. If you're looking to exit right now, it's going to be a 3 to 6 month exit. That's how long these things take.
3 to 4 is not number. You go from 4 to 5, you're getting closer, right? Because I feel like
maybe in a year we come back to these guys after we.
Yeah, maybe in a year or so. Yeah, because we've been in at it for 11 years, but we're still grinding.
And if you guys need help with the social media, pick our brains.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, pick our brains about that.
Social media, because we do no marketing. We didn't spend not one dime in 11 years, minus some brochures that we sent in the mail slots. So
$100 on brochures.
Yeah, whatever. We literally spend no money on advertising and anything like that.
Okay.
And social media is like our weakness. I feel like if we had social media involved, we could expand this thing to 20, 30, 40 million. Because we could expand into, if you get working partners, right? Yeah. It doesn't have to be me and you physically going there. We set up infrastructure, we set up accounts, a lot of our labs already have nationwide work where they're already using UPS and FedEx to cover the areas that we don't. They're going everywhere because they service nationwide. That's how labs work. We only cover our area, but if you take this and franchise it out, or
there's a lot of potential.
Big potential to it.
Big potential. But we do have a 3 o'clock hard stop. We have another call. We appreciate it. I would love to. Really nice meeting you, and let's definitely stay in touch.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I got the pizzeria that I promised you about. He's signing, and we're gonna go get it. Let's do it. So I told you I would do it. I met him already, but I'm gonna give you the listing, and then I'll give you all the information, and you'll handle it. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta.
Want to buy a pizzeria?
It's a good one.
Where is it?
Let's call 1 second. Yeah.
Are we good?
They want to buy it? Are they ready?
Yeah, well, the guy's like, yo, we're closing the room. Cut your check. That's it, done.
This guy's doing it. This guy's working with you on it, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know what the next steps are. So he said, they send it to the lawyer or whatever. I was like,
She just called me. She wants to move quick with them. I hope that they're sincere.
he was telling me how these guys play. So how they're like,
I hope that they're sincere. You know?
yeah. So I'm like, yo, this is very interesting because they're like, yeah, that one guy's a lawyer. Another guy. He lives 2 blocks from the restaurant. He goes, yo, I live right on the block. So I can come here and, whatever.
Makes sense.
So I was like, yeah, they just wanted to make sure that they use the license to extend it.
Yeah.
So they can shelf it and then the attorney could reapply based on the extension of the old one.
Yeah.
Transfer it over. And they wanted to move fast because they're like, hey, we want to be able to hop off and have chairs outside. And
It's a great location.
It is. It's right in the corner.
Amazing location.
Yeah.
So they're interested. I think we have a deal. They just gotta move quick.
They send over everything to the
They
attorney.
signed the LOI. Okay. I'm gonna ask Sam. He knows more than me.
Oh, okay. Because I heard he was on the phone with you and Lisa.
Lisa's calling me every hour.
So I'm like, we're going to go. Hold on, Mike is calling me. Hold on, let me talk to you.
I'm just doing the mailers.
Mailers work. Facebook works too.
Facebook, I would have. She posted this $100,000 thing for this garbage. It was 30,000 garbage. So it just like even right now, this is a real car. It's like send me the details. So like I'll call him, but I'm like, should I just give him any information? Should I tell him I'm different, or just like don't even bother with him?
You don't have to. It's for a buyer.
Yeah, he has a buyer.
You don't need to.
No.
Honestly, your time is more valuable. You gotta get out there. Like my opinion is, get out there. Like everywhere you go, when you go to the store, when you go, with your kids, like just get out there and just start handing people cards.
That's like the best way.
That's what yeah.
Hey, how are you? I love your food. I come here all the time. I just want to let you know if you want to expand. I always hit it with the expand first. If you want to expand, we got many places for sale. We're getting big. Give me a call. And then he might call you and say, if you present well, he might call you and say, I want to sell.
Yeah. I want to do but I have the letter that he gave us, and I want to add. I'm going to do the copies of the letter.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Yeah. And then you go on Craigslist. Craigslist is big.
Really?
For sale by owner.
But that's what a lot of them is touched on. Literally, I tried to call it.
There are some that I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was doing, and I showed him, and a lot of them was our guys, and a lot of them there's no number, so they don't give a phone number.
Do you have a VA? Do you guys have a VA?
Yeah,
do they do the website contact forms?
Yeah, she does it all the time, but there's nothing. Like I've
Really?
been 40 hours for the last 2 weeks, and there's zero. Literally.
You should go after a different niche.
Yeah.
Accounting firms.
That's what I did.
Accounting firms are good right now.
Landscaping, home services, and elevators.
Yeah.
I think it's the message.
I'll get
I'm looking to switch the message.
He's like, any update? I was like, coming.
I need
you know what I'll do?
business. This is another one. I have a guy who has a a buyer that I met that he's a buyer. He's looking for, you know, a cannabis business. We don't have it too.
Cannabis I'm getting next Monday, and I'm going to Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado.
The two best cannabis businesses in the country.
How much?
They net $3 million.
Oh, so the price would be like
Yeah, $10 million.
10 million.
I'm flying out there to meet them.
Yeah.
That's worth it, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas and I'm going there. So,
Yeah, because we had that one in Staten Island, the guy pulled out.
the cannabis?
Yeah.
We have another one in Florida.
We do?
Do you guys have access to everything?
I thought so, but I didn't see nothing in Florida.
Elliot Rubin has it.
I'll write it down because I have a guy.
On Monday, like,
That's the
I gotta
thing.
figure out how to get the listings more transparent to everybody.
That's the thing. The challenge is
Challenge is to figure it out.
Yeah, find a listing. I feel like we have a lot of buyers, but like even me, like to find a listing with the cannabis. Like I was looking and I'm like, there is nothing.
Maybe they'll come back next week, next month, next year and say, we're ready to go. You know, we're just tired. So
You build a rapport.
build a rapport, we plant seeds. Now that I have followers on social media, maybe I'll do a little post. You know, I'm selling a logistics company, you know, maybe they'll come back, you know. But I have another call at 3, I want to give it out to somebody. The guy wants to sell a portfolio of laundromats. Wow. That's another call. Do you know any information, like how long they've had them for?
So they've owned them their whole lives. That's been their main business, and the storage has kind of been subsequent income on the side. So they've owned them probably since the early 90s, I would say. One thing that they did say, and I met with them for probably 4 or 5 hours yesterday. Went to all of the ones in Battle Creek. Their current gross revenue on the laundromats is $3 million, and they are netting $1.5 million of that. I don't know exactly how they're calculating it. They're not super sophisticated, but I believe that's what they're.
Do they own the properties as well, or just the businesses?
Yeah, no, not everything.
Are they
own the
open?
real estate and the business?
Do they want to exit the whole entire thing, or are they just looking to sell the businesses and keep the properties?
I think that they would get creative with it if doing sale-leasebacks was an option, but I think that, you know, from the narrative they've been giving me, it seems like they want to sell everything.
What do you think are our next steps? Do you want to do an agreement between us, a referral agreement, and then introduce me, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds perfect to me. They're super intrigued to be introduced to a business broker. I think they've talked to a couple of them that they didn't necessarily love, and they're ready to get with somebody that'll actually give them a good valuation and ultimately sell them.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we do.
I think that those are the perfect steps.
Yeah, this is what we do every day. We love what we do, so it's not work, it's fun. It's just fun finding a willing, able, and ready buyer to buy a business. Especially a business like this that cash flows over $1 million. So they'll get a premium for that aspect. So next steps, you want me to shoot you over, so referral agreements, you want me to go over it with you now on the phone?
You can send them to me and I can go over it. I'm a real estate broker, so I read contracts pretty much
Oh, you're a real
all
estate
the time. But no, I'd be happy to. Yeah, I'm a real estate broker.
What do you,
So
residential?
self-storage facilities.
Self-storage, nice.
Self-storage, yeah. So I work at a commercial real estate firm. We involve the major asset classes, office, industrial, and retail. Me and my business partner do investment sales strictly. And each of us kind of focus on different asset classes. He's only been in it for a year now. I think that we're going to try and get him to do some multifamily because it's less niche and there's more product out there. And I think it'd be good to have 2 asset classes on the same team.
Nice. Do you do self-storage nationwide or just?
So the only deals we've done have been, but we're working on getting it national.
Okay, because I actually have a very solid location right now in 690 units, big site, 4 acres. I don't know if you know the major companies, but it's perfect for a player. If you want me to send it over to you.
Yeah, send it over to me. I'll take a look at it. Is that one is a newer build or?
No, it's an old build. There's houses on the site. There's an office building.
Okay.
You know, it's not a new build, and owner's creative. You know, originally they were asking way too much. you know, the property value over here is high compared to everywhere else in the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're asking 16.5 million for everything.
Okay.
690 units. I'll get you everything. I'll email it to you, and we have a few of them.
Sweet.
So let's work together.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do some deals with you guys.
Excellent. All right. So I'll shoot you over a referral agreement. Take a look at it, and then I'll
Yep.
set up a time to speak to them.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll try to get through the referral agreement as fast as possible, as long as I can understand everything in it. I may need to send it to council. Awesome. Yeah, look forward to reading it and making the introduction. I think they want to move pretty quickly on it, so getting a kind of this week, early next probably the goal here.
Yeah, we're gonna move quick. So on our end, the ball will be in their court. We'll move real quick over here.
Awesome. Good deal.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. Thank you, Michael.
Take care.
We'll talk soon.
All right, 7 locations. Gross is 3 million. Cash flow is $1 million. Something like that. $1 million cash flow, 4 or 5 times, depending on the equipment.
Yeah.
They own the properties, so that's excluding the properties. I'll get them a referral agreement. You know, start at 10%. You know, come back to me at 20. We'll settle at 15, and then we'll take it.
Real estate?
Real estate as well.
Real estate.
That could be good long time with all the
That-
storage.
That guy is specifically a storage real estate firm. So I'm sure he has a ton of properties that we can go back and forth with him too.